85. The S&P is up 32 points. All of a sudden, we've got a modest rally on Wall Street. And Michael Lee is with us. Michael Lee is the guy who used to be called, and I used to call him this, the Super Bull. But you are no longer a Super Bull. Why not? What's the big problem?
Stuart, number one concern is inflation and how the Fed will address it. As I was saying all last summer, and all last fall, as you were calling me the Super Bowl, certain things could kill this, and that would be liquidity leaving the market. And so we've already seen a tremendous amount of liquidity come out. The 2-year Treasury's gone from 20 basis points into September to almost 2.2% now. You've seen the Chicago National Financial Conditions Index go from a 0.9 to a 0.37. That's a dramatic tightening. And credit spreads have gone up anywhere from 30 to 50%, depending on where you are on the credit spectrum. So all this liquidity is leaving. If inflation continues to accelerate and not decelerate, that means we're going to need to take a lot more liquidity out of the market, which is going to compress earnings multiples across the board. So that being said, we got some great data this morning in the form of weekly jobless claims, 187,000. That's about as low as you can get. Yep. We got horrible durable goods orders, and we got very good PMI numbers. So it's a very confusing market. I would just say I'm cautious, not necessarily bullish or bearish.
Okay, you're just cautious at this point. I said again, what I've always said for a long time now is my big worry is that the market has gone down and it will stay down, like it was in the 1970s, just bumping along the bottom there. That's my big worry. Is that possibly going to happen?
So if inflation doesn't get under control, Jerome Powell is not without criticism, but he's an adult. And inflation not only hurts markets and economies, it can physically tear apart societies. So the Fed will take us into a recession, which will absolutely hurt the market to get this inflation under control. And now that may be an ugly scenario, but would you rather have a brief or somewhat small recession versus tearing the fabric of our society apart? So I'm really looking at these next 2 or 3 inflation numbers. I think the market's saying that this inflation is going to decelerate. The Fed's going to have modest increases. We're going to take some more liquidity out of the market, but not enough to absolutely crush stock prices. I'm hoping that's what happens, but I'm in a bit of a wait and see mode right now. I own a lot of energy, the XLE, because I think there's a bull case there that's going to work in any environment, and just kind of hiding out there in defensive stocks. Yeah,
defensive stocks. If I've got any fresh money, it goes into cash. That's the way it is. Mike Lee, formerly a Super Bowl, not now. Cautious. Thanks very much, Mike. We'll see you again soon.
Thanks, Stuart.
All right. Lauren's looking at some movers. First off,